Guys, deluded Guna. Gabriel looks to finally be leaving the club and joining Valencia now. If you've got social media or you've been following Sky Sports or etc., no doubt you've seen that allegedly. I've spoken about this already, about allegedly he was about to join them. Go and check my previous videos. Go and check them and show them some love. But yeah, he's been photographed with his family at Valencia Airport or wherever. So he's clearly about to do his medical or completed it at the time of making this or whatever. The rumored fee is 10 mil. I'm pretty sure we bought him for what, 12, 13. I think it was 15.5 or something. So if it was black and white, I mean, yeah, there is in euros and things like that. But let's just say if it was black and white, we took a 5 mil loss on it. And from a business point of view, in a day and age where centre halves that are not even good are being sold for ridiculous fees, I mean, you would have thought we could have at least broke even in that aspect. But on the sense that clubs know we need to kind of get rid of players. We have a squad of 33. His contract's up in 2019. He's 26, 27. Hasn't shown, he's improved, but hasn't shown massive improvement. When you got the likes of Chambers and Holding, and he's not massively better than them, and they're very younger than him, very much younger than him. People like me, I'm more likely to give Chambers and Holding the chances. Yes, they'll make mistakes and things like that, but at least there's some long term or something, some promise in them as opposed to Gabriel, who, don't get me wrong, he's had some good games, especially when he was playing at right back, and he's done some decent games. Credit where it's due, he's made some tackles, but he's also played poor. You don't know what Gabriel you're gonna get, which kind of proves my point. Sometimes he's gonna be that towering, no nonsense, aggressive centre half that looks like he just killed a family of 20. Sometimes he's gonna look like Bambi on ice, sliding, intimidated despite being a beast himself, intimidated by the likes of Benteke, Mane, all of these sort of players that have savaged him before. Or did Mane play against Liverpool? I'm pretty sure away. Yeah, like he's not been in headers. I don't think he speaks English yet, so that you can clearly see the concentration problem. Sometimes he's clearing it when he's got a lot of time. Sometimes he's not clearing it when he doesn't have time. Sometimes he's not pushing out. That's probably why, in the sense that he was probably playing on the right hand side of a free at times. Like I said, on the left and the right, and in centre half, he's had good games, but the progress hasn't been as much as we need. He's going back to the Liga. Yes, that's a very possession-based football way of football, but Valencia is clearly not a side where the football is as much. There's a much emphasis on playing out of the back, being patient in possession, everybody having the ball as much as Arsenal. He's pretty awkward with his feet. He's okay, he can just about pass, but that's not good, especially when you're playing free at the back, where your centre halves have to be brave in possession, especially when your midfield are being marked out of the game, because they're the ones that have to spread over the top. You see Holding, you even see Chambers, they're confident on the ball. Gabriel's not that. He plays within himself at a time. He hardly made any appearances collectively, so that shows that whether it was down to injuries, down to suspensions for being silly and injuring himself, or a lack of faith in Wenger, that is true. Wenger did kind of have a lack of faith in him. He's talked him up, saying he's a good defender and things like that. But he found himself on the bench or not in the squad many a times, and Holding managed to lap him at one point. It's crazy to remember at one point last season, if you looked at it, Gabriel was ahead of Holding in the pecking order. There was a time Holding weren't even in the match day squad. He was playing a couple games to get his fitness for under 23s. So yeah, 10 mil, there's not much more we can say. It would have been nice to break even, but we need to get rid of players. We need to cut our thingy down. So who knows? Stop buying players based solely on this stat DNA stuff. There's reports we'll never know that Gabriel was signed using all this data stuff, and Wenger did say it is a risk signing these sort of players. So maybe there is some truth in it. But if we're not, if it is true, we need to stop doing that. We need to marry the eyes with the stats, not just take risks because people got good stats and their age and their pedigree looks decent. He's from Brazil. You wouldn't have thought he's got the savage nastiness that most South Americans that have made a success in Europe have. Now, I don't know what that means for Chambers. I hope it means we don't sell him. I mean, I can see him being collateral, sadly. But one centre-back gone. Does it mean we keep Chambers? Possibly loan him out for a year, because Wenger keeps speaking about Mertesacker. Loan him out for a year. Mertesacker will be gone. Koscielny will be 32. So there'll be games there. So who knows? In regards to that aspect what it means for a lot of the defenders. Does Bielik get officially promoted, which he seems to have been forgotten about after Beijing? In China, and he hasn't been loaned out like he said he would head out on loan to Norwich, I think he said at one point. So who knows? But it's a step in the right direction. I've told you guys already, but there's even reports that Bushi's being moved on. So yeah, Wenger said he'll be busy in the last 2 weeks, and based on that, credit where it's due, we have to give him that. The key now is to get a lot of the others moved on. I'm seeing Jenkinson with Oxlade-Chamberlain on golf courses. I know that's what footballers do when they're not got anything else to do. But why are we not trying to move him on? Why are we not trying to move him on? Gibbs is still here. Jenkins is still here. Debussy still here. All of these sort of guys are still here. And we need to move them on and move them on fast and bring in someone. Because if it's our current squad, being optimistic as possible, I cannot see us doing anything of significance. But yeah, guys, Deluded Gooner, I'm signing out. Just a quick one. Get in the comments, subscribe, like. I'm out.